Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. And man, I got an interesting story from my followers. There was a 51-year-old white female, Suzanne Laprise, who shot up a Bristol, Connecticut police station a few days ago. She had been at a bar that evening, and then she decided to go to the police station, bang on the window, and then commence to shooting several shots into the window in the lobby of the police station. And if you look at the viral video, she was in the lobby for almost 5 minutes before the police even came to subdue her. It is amazing how much patience and resilience and understanding that the police had in relation to this altercation, this gun-toting white female inside the police station. Luckily, there was no one at the front desk while this was taking place. She banged on the window. She walked around with the gun in her hand, burnishing the gun, and then she sat down with the gun in her hand for a while, and there was still no police there. That is amazing how I'm sure there's video cameras everywhere in the police station. They knew that she had this gun and was firing shots, and there was no rush to judgment. And I'm bringing this up as a middle-aged African-American man. You see all the time where white police officers have a rush to judgment with African-American patrons and citizens in traffic stops, in home raids with police officers where they go to the wrong house and shoot and kill people of color, or they go to the right house and shoot people of color. They've shot folks in traffic stops, inside their vehicles. When the African-American citizen steps out of the car, they've been shot stepping outside of the vehicle. There's been a multitude of times where white police officers have had a rush to judgment to burnish and fire their pistols at people of color under an arrest or a particular traffic stop. And for them to have such great patience with this white female who had a gun, who was shooting a gun, and they did absolutely nothing. It took them over 5 minutes, and then they finally came out and subdued her and tased her, is astonishing to me. I wish that the majority of the white police officers in America would have that kind of patience with all people of all races, creeds, and colors and genders. Patience is a key. There's been this big, huge conflict between minorities, people of color, and the white police association and police force. But this is a true indication that their training and their patience paid off for this white female that was shooting a gun in the police station. And I'm sure they were looking at it on their cameras. They could hear the gun pops inside of the building, and they did not kill her. The other side of it is that mental illness is a real issue, and evidently she is going through some trying times, and she wanted the attention, and evidently she wanted to be arrested. So there's several layers that are taking place here. In America, most of our middle class folks and lower middle class folks, whether you're black or white, are suffering. There's an economic strain on the middle class. Mental illness is at a premium in today's time. Thanks to social media, we get an opportunity to talk about it. Hopefully that the American healthcare system and paradigm will place mental illness at the top of its healthcare interest, and more money and more funding and more help can be issued to our American citizens that are suffering mentally. And we have plenty of funding for heart disease, for cancer, and for all other ancillary illnesses that take place in individuals, but mental illness is always at the bottom. And that's unfortunate. We have a high level of homelessness, opioid addiction, joblessness, and mental health crisis and issues. And these things need to be addressed. And I think if they're not going to be addressed in America, while we're funding all of these wars and all of the other things that are going on outside of America, you're going to see more scenarios and situations of this nature. People of color have been at the lower end of the socioeconomic stratus and status from the beginning of the advent of this country. But I think now you're going to see middle white America that are going to lash out because of stress, mental health issues, unemployment. You had this huge UAW strike where the majority of the people that work in these automotive industries and manufacturing distribution are middle class to lower middle class white Americans. And people of color have been lashing out and suffering and want to do better in America. But I think you have this underbelly where you're going to see middle class America, white America, and lower class white America that are going to cry out and are angry and want opportunities for a better life. And I think this is a clear example of this young lady suffering from some things mentally, probably financially, personally, and we need to help these people so it does not end up where there is a suicide or a murder for the young lady who had the gun, or she could have killed the police officers there. Defunding the police is not the way to go. We need more police officers, but we need more good police officers than bad. And in this particular situation in Bristol, Connecticut, they did a wonderful job by not harming and hurting this young lady, even though she had a gun in her hand. And as I stated earlier, there have been plenty of times where people of color have been maimed and killed by police officers, primarily white police officers, and they didn't have a gun at all, let alone walking into a police station. So you see that there's this dichotomy that goes on where the police are not in a rush, definitely to kill a middle-aged white female. Secondarily, they're not in a rush to kill a young white male, but they have a tendency and a preponderance to rush to judgment and want to commit harm to minorities and people of color under the same types of altercations, or even altercations that were not as serious. So we have to figure out how we can have better policing, better race relations with white police officers and black and citizens, and make this world a better place. We need more police on the streets in the United States. Chicago is down like 1,000 cops. St. Louis, Missouri is down like 500 police officers. We need more police, but we need to have a psychological and a mediation, an integration between the citizens of America and the Police Officers Association and the policing of America. But so manifesting our truth in the right direction, we're all humans, and maintaining our humanity and our moral perpetude, our ethical uplift that we need to have to make this world a better place and make public safety at the forefront of making America a better place. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.